Hey guys, it's time for Weekly Weird News.
About 9 months ago on this show, we talked about how after decades of being known primarily as a party drug, MDMA had been approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for Phase 3 clinical trials as a treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder. Meaning that in just a few years, doctors might actually be prescribing it to PTSD patients. And now, not only are those Phase 3 trials ready to proceed, but the FDA has given MDMA a breakthrough therapy designation, a distinction only given to treatments that the FDA thinks could be significantly more effective than anything currently on the market.
Yes, MDMA, aka Molly, aka ecstasy, sort of, whatever. Basically, the FDA took a good long look at the Phase 2 clinical trial results and said, holy shit, let's put this drug in the fast lane. Presumably because they were on it at the time.
Let's roll.
And it's understandable why. The Phase 2 trials were conducted by the nonprofit organization MAPS, aka the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies, and the trial involved taking 107 sufferers of PTSD, who had suffered on average for 18 years, and putting them through 3 psychotherapy sessions while under the influence of MDMA. 2 months later, 61% of those test subjects no longer qualified for PTSD, and a year later, that number rose to 68%.
So for a Phase 2 trial, those numbers are insanely good, and that is why the FDA is fast-tracking the Phase 3 clinical trial process, which will be more exhaustive and involve more test subjects.
Sign me up.
Phase 3, well, you need PTSD first, so how
Give
would
me
you
some
like
of that
it?
PTSD.
How would you like it? Phase 3, which is also going to be administered by MAPS, will involve 200 to 300 test subjects, with half of them undergoing 3 day-long psychotherapy sessions while under the influence of MDMA.
Sounds like EDC to me.
Yeah, it's instead of DDC. The other half will be doing the same thing, but with a placebo. I think they'll know.
I think out of all the drugs that placebos could mimic, this is the least of them.
Anyway, the sessions will be spaced out over 12 weeks, and they'll include another 12 non-drug 90-minute psychotherapy sessions. So at the end of it, psychotherapists with no knowledge of which subjects were in which test group will evaluate each subject's level of PTSD.
Now, it might be shocking that a drug generally associated with dancing all night at raves could soon be used in a controlled setting to treat serious mental illness, but first off, in general, the ecstasy or Molly being sold on the street has been cut with all sorts of other cheaper shit and might not even contain actual MDMA at all. Secondly, MDMA was actually already used in a psychotherapy setting long before it became a party drug, and we're talking early 1960s here, so over half a century ago. American chemist Alexander Shulgin realized this substance, originally intended to treat abnormal bleeding, was great at getting him to relax. I mean, I've been bleeding a lot recently. He told his friends about it, and one of those friends was psychotherapist Leo Zeff, who'd already been using LSD in his therapy sessions for a while. The 60s were a fun decade
We're a fun decade.
if you don't look at all the other tragedies.
Yeah, fun for some. Zeff quickly...
Not for JFK.
No, or anyone who wasn't white and rich.
Yeah.
Not for the Vietnamese.
Certainly not for them.
No.
There was a lot of problems.
A lot of bad things happened.
The drugs were great, though.
The drugs were flowing freely.
Yeah.
Anyway, Zeff quickly realized how ridiculously effective MDMA was at getting his patients to open up and communicate better, with increased empathy and reduced fear, and he claimed it was effective at treating depression, substance abuse, relationship problems, and even autism. It caught on like wildfire among psychotherapists who, to be clear, weren't just giving their patients a baggie full of pills and sending them on their way. They were administering it in a controlled setting in combination with traditional therapy sessions. So it seems like a pretty safe and effective way to treat a variety of serious mental issues. So what happened, guys?
Well, despite the psychiatric community realizing MDMA's potential for abuse and intentionally trying to limit information about it from falling into the wrong hands, it did. And the few chemists who figured out how to manufacture it got rich as fuck marketing it as a party drug in the 1980s. Because of all of the reasons that made it a great therapy drug, and the increased euphoria, empathy, relaxation, and emotionality were also really useful to people with no intentions of treating mental illness, and they, those people just wanted to be able to party even harder than they could on cocaine. It became very popular.
The best part was that the drug was so new that it wasn't even technically illegal. Yeah. In 1985, the DEA classified MDMA as a Schedule I controlled substance alongside heroin, cocaine, LSD, and of course the most dangerous drug of all, marijuana.
Don't take more than 5 marijuanas.
Nope, don't inject them. The psychiatric community, who had been using MDMA quite effectively in therapy up to that point, of course opposed this, and several expert witnesses testified to a judge that MDMA was a very practical medicinal thing that you could use in therapy.
Yeah.
And they successfully convinced the judge to classify it back as a Schedule III controlled substance, which allowed it to continue to be used in the medical context while remaining illegal for average people to possess. Solved.
Seems like a pretty reasonable compromise, but the DEA just flat out ignored this and classified it as Schedule 1 anyway. The DEA was then sued by Harvard psychiatrist Lester Grinspoon on the grounds that the DEA had ignored MDMA's medical uses, and the federal court agreed with him, removing MDMA's Schedule 1 status. But then, the DEA again turned around and reclassified it as Schedule 1 because fuck doctors, I'm a cop. Nobody knows better than me.
I don't know. Looks like drugs to me. So anyway, thanks to that Schedule 1 classification, MDMA was no longer legal for psychiatrists to use in therapy sessions. But hey guys, on the bright side, making MDMA illegal, it totally stopped ecstasy from becoming an extremely popular party drug that was easily available to users and highly lucrative for violent criminal organizations who don't give a rat's ass about drug purity and will lace it with whatever household chemicals they have lying around. Oh wait, that's actually not what happened. That's
What happens with every drug, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, War on Drugs.
Yeah, according to the movie Bad Boys, they hide it in corpses to transport it, too.
Oh, yeah.
Scary stuff. Anyways, thanks to groups like MAP, who for years have been campaigning on the actual benefits of drugs like MDMA, cannabis, and LSD, and also thanks to changing times and changing attitudes, I guess up until recently, that have already made marijuana totally legal in several states, MDMA could once again be used in clinical settings just like the old days as soon as 2021 comes around, specifically for PTSD, a disorder that has always been around, but was only officially recognized in the 1980s. Used to have a bunch of different names.
Shell shock.
Fun.
Trench face.
Trench
brain.
I got trench brain. Yeah.
Yeah, so PTSD affects millions of people, and treating it is quite difficult because, tackling traumatic memories often just makes people relive that trauma. So having a drug that allows patients to confront painful memories without fear is a huge breakthrough. Hopefully the stage 3 trials yield good results and the FDA approves it, but I guess we'll just have to wait. While we're on the topic of unorthodox medicine, though, if you watched this most recent season of HBO's Silicon Valley, you probably remember that the character of Gavin Belson, he employed his own personal blood boy who came over regularly to transfuse his young, healthy blood into Gavin's middle-aged body.
Yeah, it was a fun little joke about how so many Silicon Valley billionaires are obsessed with immortality and unconventional health trends, and it turns out, like a lot of things you'd be surprised about on this show, it's rooted in reality. The idea of blood transfusions as a fountain of youth has been around for centuries and is pretty much the basis of vampire lore, and various scientists have actually tested it out, though they often ran into serious problems thanks to stuff they weren't yet aware of, like the fact that there's different blood types that can be very incompatible with each other.
So more recently, though, scientists at Stanford tested the idea out on mice. They took blood from young, healthy, supple,
sexy mice.
Yeah, they removed the actual blood cells, leaving just the liquid plasma, and then they injected it into wrinkly, old, cranky mice.
With droopy balls.
Yeah, and the results actually seem to show that the old mice started behaving a lot more like the young mice once they had that fresh blood in them. Their dick got fucking hard instantly.
The balls fucking went right back up, got all tight, and just started spraying jizz everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not scientists. That's probably not what happened, but...
Anyway, that study, while effective, not very exhaustive, and it definitely wasn't enough to indicate, hey, this is a viable treatment for humans.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Enter Ambrosia Plasma, a San Francisco startup who is kicking off actual clinical human trials for young blood transfusion. And they've, surprisingly enough, attracted controversy for several reasons, but mostly because they're making test subjects pay $8,000 up front just to participate in the study. Also, they're not using a placebo control group, so any findings won't have a basis in any kind of actual reality, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like that.
I don't know. I feel better. Great. We made money. You're happy.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Just like homeopathic drugs.
Here's the thing, guys. The whole thing's a placebo.
First, we're gonna take some of your blood. Then we're gonna put some of this new blood in you. It's just like put their blood back in them. Wow!
Whoa!
Man, after not being poked and prodded by needles all day, I sure have a pep in my step.
That what you just described is blood doping, and it is a real thing.
Good. Let's
take the blood out.
Run it through some MDMA.
Yeah, you just take it out and you put it back in. You take it out at I think high altitude and you put it back in at lower. I don't know, some crazy shit. They're all doing it. All the cyclists. But anyway,
that documentary is gonna be great.
Yeah.
I'm shooting my own blood.
charging $8,000, no placebo control group. Kind of sounds like they're just running a for-profit young blood transfusion service and getting away with it by registering it with the U.S. National Institute of Health as a clinical trial. Genius.
And shocker, they say they've already signed up 600 test subjects, aka clients, to come get 1.5 liters of delicious young plasma added to their bloodstream. These people are fucking vampires. They're real vampires.
Mm-hmm. Jeff Bezos is a vampire.
Yeah. Say what you want, whatever you're doing, mask it however you want. You're a vampire.
Mark Zuckerberg, vampire.
There's no way to know for sure, but if there's 600 people in the San Francisco Bay Area, each happily paying $8,000 to have young blood injected into them despite no real proof that it actually does anything, it's probably safe to assume that most of those people are Silicon Valley billionaire venture capitalists like Peter Thiel, who is not only rumored to be participating, but was also one of the main influences on the character Gavin Belson.
Art and life and art.
Yeah.
As for whether it will actually work, well, even the Stanford neuroscientist behind the mouse study, Tony Weiss-Corey, said of ambrosia plasma, people want to believe that young blood restores youth, even though we don't have evidence that it works in humans and we don't understand the mechanism of how mice look younger. I think people are just attracted to it because of vampire stories.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. But hey, when you got billions of dollars and you want to live forever, just, try everything. Fuck it. Why not?
I feel like there's more that could go wrong than right in this situation.
We actually create a race of vampires who need young blood to survive. And they go out into the night.
Well, that's the thing, is if it works, they're going to be on the hunt for young blood.
Exactly.
Blood.
Do we really blood? No, young blood.
Do we want the richest people in this country to need young blood?
Oh, God.
It's terrifying.
Mark Zuckerberg knocking at your door. You're like, hey, can I come in? He's like, oh, hey, it's Mark Zuckerberg, billionaire founder of Facebook.
Sure,
Please
come right in.
Oh, big mistake, kid.
Yes. Trusting me was your first mistake, and then trusting me in real life.
What's up with your accent, Mark Zuckerberg? You sound like Romanian, sort of.
No, it's nothing.
It's just me, Mark Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg. Oh God, give him the suck. Oh my God, this is gonna be bad. It's gonna be like the draft in Vietnam, except for young blood to actually just.
Yeah. And
guys, we need to keep these eccentric billionaires alive. They're keeping the country above water.
Mm-hmm. Then it's gonna ruin every cookout. Cause I'm like, hey, young blood, come over here. And like, I don't think so, Uncle.
Mark Zuckerberg's just grilling with a child, the tube connecting him. Anyways, if tackling your own fragile mortality head-on is more your style, though, why not head over to Spain and participate in the running of the bulls?
Nah.
For hundreds of years, there's that commercial where he's like, well, what do you want to do for your retirement? Well, I would have enough to retire by this age. Hey, but what do you want to do now? And she's like, I want to run with the bulls. And in my head, I'm just going,
you should get a life insurance policy.
Yeah, what the fuck are you thinking? That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And anyways, for hundreds of years, Spanish cities like Pamplona have decided that the best way to transport bulls from outside the city into a bullfighting ring where they'll be tortured and killed has been to just let them loose on a fenced-off path where hundreds of brave idiots run alongside them, attempting to not be injured or killed by understandably stressed-out 1,000-pound horn killing machines. Isn't there one where they're just going from the farm to the slaughterhouse?
Yeah, it's literally what it is. Well, the slaughterhouse. They run through the streets. It's not the slaughterhouse. It's they get in a bullfight then.
Yeah.
A very loudly dressed man throws spears at it.
What is this commercial where this lady's totally down with it?
I don't know.
I want to get murdered.
want her business because she's probably a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I'd take it.
That
If I was that guy, I'd take out a life insurance policy on it.
Take out a life insurance policy on my wife. She wants to run with the bulls.
Hey, she's gonna do what she wants to do.
Hey, if you go for the bulls, you better watch out for the horns.
Yes,
as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, of course, every year dozens of people do get hurt. Every couple of years, someone actually does get gored to death. Who knew bulls could put their horns through people's bodies?
Mm-hmm.
Now, despite protests from animal rights activists and confusion from sane people who see this as a pointlessly dangerous spectacle, the running of the bulls remains a tradition in Pamplona and various other cities. But in the town of Montalpino, they changed things up a few years ago when the town decided it couldn't afford an actual bull run. So they instead decided to replace the bulls with a massive styrofoam ball that would simply roll downhill alongside the traditional bull run path.
I love it. It's like those people that chase the cheese wheel down the hill.
Yeah, also very dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Now, this giant ball thing, it's a win-win. People who found the traditional bull run barbaric, they're happy, and people who liked running away from large, fast-moving objects that could potentially hurt you, they're pleased too. It's great. You'd also think that the practice would be a lot less dangerous too, but you'd be wrong. The ball weighs 660 pounds, and it's gonna run over whatever the fuck is in front of it. And that's exactly what happened this past week. Were people dressed up as Indiana Jones at any point for this?
No.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
That's what happened this week. It resulted in one man going to the hospital with broken ribs and a concussion, and another man currently in a coma thanks to massive head trauma when the ball knocked him down.
Yeah, I've watched the video a few times. I don't recommend it because it's not about what you see, it's about what you hear. The man hits his head on the ground. It sounds like wood cracking. It's not pleasant. But yeah. So now the town is, of course, reviewing the safety of their supposedly safe alternative to bull running.
Wait a second, this isn't safe?
Hold on. They're considering adding padding to the walls at certain sections of the ball's route. Great. They haven't said a damn word about just, not doing it because, hey, this is a tradition, guys. It goes back 6 years.
Yeah.
Sort of like how it's a tradition here in the U.S. to have a major hurricane every couple of years that reveals how inadequate our disaster relief protocols are, and then we just go ahead and don't really fix anything going forward. It's something we keep doing. It's what we are. The latest example of this is Hurricane Harvey, which for the last week has been just ravaging the Gulf Coast of Texas and Louisiana.
Finding any humor in a natural disaster that has killed dozens and washed away all of the earthly possessions of thousands of people is pretty much impossible, but it is a great opportunity to point out just how much bullshit there is on your Twitter and Facebook feeds that you shouldn't believe. Weekly Weird, in the past, over the past since its existence, people always send us fake news. And there was a while, after we came out against fake news and told people to check their sources, it kind of dried up, and we're here to do that again.
Yeah.
It's a PSA. The two biggest offenders were a picture of a shark swimming on a flooded highway that's just straight up photoshopped and has managed to pop up on every fucking Twitter account during every major storm over the past 6 years. And then there's this photo of Houston's airport showing all the planes on the tarmac almost completely submerged in water.
Wow.
Which is actually a computer-generated image from a while back intended to show what climate change might do to New York's LaGuardia Airport by the year 2100. Don't be dumb. The airport's already terrible. It doesn't need the flooding waters.
No, it doesn't need it. Anyway, here's something that you'll wish was fake, but is actually totally real. Entire colonies of fire ants just waiting out the whole storm by floating around in a giant pile of nope. Fire ants are an invasive species in Texas. I learned that from King of the Hill. And they've managed to stick around for so long thanks to their ridiculous survival abilities, which in this case involves all the ants just linking up into one giant mass with the queen and her eggs safely protected in the center.
Rick and Morty did it. Million Ants Man.
That's true. Now the workers on the outside, they take turns being above water and submerged. They're working in shifts.
Yeah.
And they keep the whole process going until they find anything above water and dry that they can go to for shelter. Anything, including you.
Yeah. Which means that if they hit a house that's partially underwater with human occupants sitting on the roof, those humans are now sitting on the new home for thousands of fire ants. The same is true for people in boats who happen to accidentally run into a floating fire ant colony. They'll board your shit like tiny pirates and sting you until you leave. So if you're somehow watching this episode from a boat or a rooftop in a flooded part of Texas, hopefully you brought along some dish soap, because apparently that's the only way to stop these fuckers. Pour a bunch of dish soap on their little floating colony and it'll break them up and cause them to drown.
Yeah.
Drown these fucking ants.
Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Get rid of them. Anyway, before we get into the second half of the show with the headlines, we do have to say thanks to this week's sponsoring advertiser. It's Blue Apron.
Woo!
Blue Apron ships you a weekly box filled with all the fresh, locally sourced ingredients that you'll need to make 3 truly, delicious meals at home. They make incredible home cooking easy and accessible by delivering seasonal recipes with easy instructions and pre-portioned ingredients right to your door, all for less than $10 a meal.
The recipe options are also super flexible, so you can customize your weekly recipes to your tastes every week. And Blue Apron's freshness guarantee promises that every ingredient arrives ready to cook, or they'll make things right for you. Some of the meals available in September include Fontina cheeseburgers with cilantro and tomato salad, seared chicken and purple barley with brown butter, corn, and tomatoes, roast pork and salsa verde with summer squash and panzanella salad, and herb-crusted rockfish and butter pan sauce with garlic sauteed kale and mashed potatoes. Mwah!
Abundanza. Blue Apron's recipes are always super eclectic, and there's so much variety that you'll never get the same recipe twice in an entire year. And again, the options for each week include substitutions to work around your own tastes and dietary restrictions. I think at this point you're choosing like 3 out of 8 options. It's great. So for you, our viewers, Blue Apron's offering your first 3 meals for free with free shipping. All you gotta do is go to blueapron.com/weekly.
Head over and check out this week's menu. You're gonna love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. It is fun cooking at home. You feel satisfied when you're done. Then you get to eat your masterpiece. Again, that is blueapron.com/weekly. Blue Apron, a better way to cook.
Now let's look at some headlines. Speaking of fake news, U.S. man who said he was stabbed for looking like neo-Nazi actually stabbed himself. Shocking.
Yeah.
The whole the guy's just like, at first it seemed like he had like political motivations for it, but it sounds like he's just an idiot.
Yeah, we're crazy.
Like he bought a box cutter at a hardware store, and then he accidentally cut himself when he was opening it.
So he parlayed that into this whole story?
He was just so embarrassed by it that he told the police and Facebook that some random black man had come up to him and stabbed him for having a high and tight Nazi haircut when he didn't even have that haircut.
What are you doing, buddy?
I don't know.
You look like a fucking...
He got attention, though.
Did we ever find out if that guy bear maced himself or not?
Oh, Baked Alaska? No, it's just a myth.
Oh, give me more milk. What are my fans saying?
Hopefully he got the milk, though.
They're saying it looks pretty bad.
Saying it's bad.
Yeah.
Saying it sucks.
Moving on, 800-year-old coffin broken when child placed inside for photo. Hey, don't fucking touch or do anything with anything in a museum.
Don't take kids anywhere.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Lock your kids up.
Although at this point, I don't think that the kid was the one that was like, I want to get in the coffin.
No, it was the parents.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cute if we put our kid in this ancient coffin? You fucking asshole. You're the one that should be locked up.
Yeah.
Let the kid go to the museum.
Put those people in a museum so other people can learn about stupidity.
We should make a human zoo.
Yeah. And put a bunch of guards in it with guns.
But yeah.
That got dark pretty quick.
Apparently the coffin, they're going to be able to replace it.
Yeah.
And they're also...
they're fixing it, yeah.
They're changing the display. Yeah, they're fixing it. They're changing the display, though, so the top is not open anymore.
Yeah. That's probably smart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because these people had to go and ruin it. Also, I don't think they've caught them. They did it, and then they just like...
Yeah, they're still out on the lam.
Going around, probably breaking into your grandpa's coffin.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing.
Who knows what coffin they'll strike next. See the one of the people that broke into a wine cellar through the catacombs in Paris?
No, that's crazy.
It is, and it's probably true.
Wild.
Berlin school installs anti-prostitute fence. That'll keep them out.
Yeah.
Is it to keep the kids in or to keep the prostitutes out?
Prostitutes out. Apparently...
Because the kids, I'd be climbing over that thing.
The way this article describes prostitutes is like the way you would describe, like, pigeons or something like that.
Yeah, they're a pest.
Yeah, like...
Get out of here!
Yeah, it's like ever since they started construction over here, it's like, it shifted the prostitutes closer and closer to the school.
prostitute colony has gotten too close to the
they're
school.
just like, they just stand out there all day and like they piss and shit everywhere and they like put their trash, like, jeez, let's put up the fence to the prostitutes. Because they keep drifting onto the school property, like, no, shoot,
prostitutes.
Like when we were in that hotel in Romania and the prostitutes.
Oh yeah, they'd come shoo them out. Yeah, yeah. Please.
So this is a common thing in Europe. They treat prostitutes like stray dogs.
All right, buddy. Well, that's fun.
Mm-hmm. Man says Ohio casino kicked him out for pooping his pants.
Well, that's good.
But he claims he didn't poop his pants, guys. I didn't, I swear.
Did they check?
I don't know. It seems like he probably did poop his pants, but again, he's just
too embarrassed.
Too embarrassed.
It was a Nazi that pooped my pants for me.
Yeah, he's pulling the whole Streisand effect on it. I'm sure they were like, "Hey, buddy, you pooped your pants. People smell it. Go away."
Either way, even if he didn't poop his pants, if he farted smelly enough, it's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. You stink.
Yeah, it's not good for business.
Yeah. Is there like a movement to be nicer to people who stink? Are we offending anyone right now?
Oh, it's coming.
These guys are stink racist.
When did this?
When did it turn out that I couldn't shower and that people would be fine with me walking around stinking?
Phobic?
Yeah. Well, you guys can start
Check your nose privilege.
I'm sure someone's offended by it.
I'm sure there is.
Actually, I have an issue with my glands.
I poop my pants in casinos. Being discriminated
Sorry,
against?
I'm a victim of incontinence.
Wait,
Then just, I don't know.
get a diaper. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't help you.
Put some Febreze on.
I'm not a doctor. Get a young blood to.
Yeah. Maybe get a colon transplant.
Yeah. A young supple colon.
These guys hate stinky people. Jeez. I'll die on that hill.
I will. Yeah. I you know, I'm a very progressive person. I've been along the ride this whole time. My life, a lot of things have changed. A lot of public perceptions about things have changed. This is where I draw the line. Stinky people. Nope. I don't think they should have rights.
Sorry, buddy, you can't vote. You stink like shit.
I'm not gonna go that far, but they shouldn't be able to get married. No, I just shouldn't have to like accept that you smell bad. There are ways to stop.
Can we get this stinky guy out of the theater, please? Stinking up the whole thing.
Hey, buddy. Get out of here.
On planes, too. They had to stop that plane because of that
Oh,
fight.
yeah. The guy took a big old stinky shit.
Yeah. Turn the plane around.
Sulfuric.
Technically, it's a chemical attack.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's your fault, not ours.
Yeah. And I refuse. These damn social justice warriors trying to
At
get
it again.
trying to get
Trying
me
to get fucking stinky people out of the place.
Jeez. You know?
Next thing you know, I'm going to lose my job to a stinky person.
I'm gonna, 10 years from now, I'm gonna be discriminated against for showering.
Yeah.
Oh, look at little Mr. Clean Skin over here.
Hey, smooth skin.
Hey, Rosebud. You smell nice.
What are you doing? Well, that was fun.
That's where I draw the line.
Blind people and smelly people.
We got a blind one coming up.
Okay. I can't wait. Grizzly bears go vegetarian due to climate change, choosing berries over salmon.
This is actually pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Don't they have those salmon guns that shoot them into the bear's mouth now?
What?
They have those.
What are you talking about?
All right.
A gun that shoots a fish? I mean, I want it, but
So here's the thing. I think this could be fake news.
that sounds very fake.
Because of like the lack of rain in California, salmon couldn't spawn.
Oh.
So they had to make these fucking tubes that had water running down them. And so the salmon go like shooting out of the tube.
It's like a t-shirt gun?
Well, it's a really long one because
The bears are like...
they can't get up they can't get up there to spawn otherwise.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, this was not...
And the bears just sit there with their mouths open like a cartoon.
Hey,
Thanks, humans.
Watch this.
And then they clean their teeth with the fish bone.
I don't think that's what's happening here. No,
Okay.
this is in a place that isn't, struck by drought for years on end.
Yeah.
No, but like usually it's like there's salmon season and then there's berry season, but because of climate change, they're overlapping, and berries are just easier to eat, so they're eating all the berries. Meanwhile, all of the salmon are surviving. Usually,
What, the salmon gun?
Called salmon cannon.
Yeah, that I told you.
What?
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, I told you.
It's real.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you learned something new.
Well, as soon as the smarter than the average bear shows up, that salmon cannon's a bad idea.
Yeah, well-
give Tori that footage of the salmon
if
cannon.
they're looking for extra salmon, they should go to wherever this is, because bears usually apparently eat 75% of the salmon. They're not eating any of them. So at some point in that chain, there's probably a bottleneck of just flippity floppities being like, wow, we live.
Well, I think they just immediately die because they
probably.
can't.
Anyway, yeah.
I'm sure the local fishermen are stoked. Because there's usually a lot of regulation on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, the bears aren't going to do it.
I mean, I know someone that will. Let the bears eat the berries.
Yeah, but because of them damn regulations, you got to go out there at night. Be all quiet
Tippy-toe.
about it.
Catch it with your fist.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Report! Some patients treated for putting sunblock in their eyes during eclipse.
I think you'd have to have, I was thinking about this, you would literally have to have never used sunscreen in your life
Yeah.
to think that was a good idea, because when you put sunscreen on your face and you sweat just the tiniest little bit,
It stinks.
it gets in your fucking eyes and it hurts.
Yeah.
It irritates your eyes.
Yeah.
So why anyone would think, oh, I'm just gonna lather it all in my fucking eyes and that's gonna work? They'd have to have never used it before.
It doesn't make. It would be like the same logic that you could take a balloon underwater and blow it up and then use it to breathe by putting it over your head. Well, I can't believe no one thought of this, but if I put some sunscreen over my eyes, we won't have an issue. I don't even know why sunglasses exist if this stuff is on the market.
Yeah. You're onto it, buddy.
Yeah.
Speaking of eclipses, Joey Badass cancels concert after bragging about gazing at eclipse without sunglasses.
Yeah, that was funny. I saw the tweeter.
Like, our ancestors have been looking at eclipses for thousands of years, and they're fine. And then he was like, sometimes I do sun gazing, and I see colors all weird for the rest. He's very experienced at this.
Yeah. Also, how does he know that his ancestors didn't have their eyes damaged?
I don't know. I don't think he thought it through very well. Well, he clearly didn't, because he had to cancel a show because he was blind.
Yeah.
He'll be fine though. He'll just have the silhouette.
The cloud.
Yeah, he'll just have a eclipse-shaped cloud in his vision for the rest of his life.
I want to see the eclipse forever. Big eclipse fan. Yeah.
Don't look at it.
Preschool taking heat after trip to gun range.
Yeah, I mean,
Got to learn about it somehow. They should take him to a brothel next.
yeah.
Teach him how sex
We're gonna
works.
take him to a distillery.
I want to take him to a gay bar.
Yeah.
It's a song.
These kids gotta learn about life. Life
Yeah.
moves at you quick.
What if this was the thing though? Like this preschool's like, yeah, we're a cool preschool. They took him to the gun range, the brothel, the distillery. Took them all over. Like
Preschool fucks.
yeah, and then you have like a test group of kids that they didn't do that, and then you just watch how they grow up.
Yeah.
One of them like fucking carves canoes and like tans leather, and the other one's, I don't know, an accountant or something.
I'm sure that's how it would turn out.
Yeah, I bet Ron Swanson, as a character,
Yeah,
went to a brothel as a child.
probably.
Yeah.
Probably met a prostitute named Tammy.
Cursed him forever.
Also in Atlanta, mom fires gun found at mall to see if it was real. It was.
Oh, good.
Yeah. This is the kid found the gun in a dressing room at a Target, which
Hey,
is
let that
already.
go.
So first step one, someone accidentally just left my gun in a dressing room.
Yeah,
at
they're
a
easy to
store.
forget.
Step two, child finds gun. Step three, mom's like, hey, kid, give me the gun. I'm the adult. Let's see if this is real. It is. And no one got hurt. So, hey,
Hey,
USA, baby.
everything turned out. Could you imagine, like, you go out, you're like, oh my gun!
Oh, jeez.
I was trying on a pair of a size 42 Wranglers, and of course I had to set it down.
Yeah. And I wonder, like, people that are, like, hardcore, like, open carry, wonder if they lose their guns as often as people lose, like, their iPhones.
Probably.
Or if their guns have, like, cracks on the side.
Oh!
Like people that drop their fucking iPhones all the time.
Yeah.
Like, if they drop their gun in the toilet, like, oh, jeez. Oh, wait, it's not electronic.
Yeah. Woman gets life sentence for murder witnessed by pet parrot.
Yeah. I think we've talked about this before, but yeah, the parrot was like,
The bitch did it!
not exactly.
She's a killer!
The parrot was like, no, don't shoot!
Oh.
In, like, the voice of the dead person, so they, turns out the parrot was the key witness. So, if you're worried about being murdered, buy yourself one of them talking parrots.
No, there's like cameras and stuff you can get now.
Nah. I'm old school. I get the birds.
You shit all over the place.
You just change the newspapers out. It's fine.
You're gonna be the new smelly person with your fucking bird recorder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elliot smells like bird shit all of a sudden.
Hey. Maybe you're the one that smells weird.
My odor stinks like shit! The bitch did it!
Okay. Speaking of the blind, child porn defendant claims he did not know he was looking at underage pictures because he is blind. Court hears.
Is he actually blind?
Well, no one's like fully blind. Very rare. So he's like 100% blind on one side and like 90% blind on the other.
He's always winking?
Yeah, I mean, like most people who are blind, they can.
Oh, here
see.
we go. Here we go. Tell us, scientist Elliot.
They can see if you put something like real.
Oh, real close.
Yeah. So this guy was on his computer with the one good eye that just barely still works. He's looking at the porn, and he says that he couldn't tell if it was children or adults.
Where does he
like-
get? You have to be like, sir, where did you find the pornography?
I mean, I assume he just like he just smashed the keyboard enough times until it landed on a porn site.
And he just so happened to go to the one with kitty porn on it?
Well, he was smashing the keyboard. You know,
Even if he was blind, he could get a braille keyboard.
I don't know if those exist yet, but that's a good idea. Or you could use OK Google.
Yeah, that's true. Anything but kitty porn.
And then it's like, oh, here's some kitty porn. Like, no,
No, how was I
no,
supposed to know?
I'm blind.
Missed that one.
Oh, oh no!
I missed that one, but the local police department didn't. Wow.
Oh god.
Where's mine at? I might be in trouble too.
Clear that history.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Well, your girlfriend's gonna have a lot of questions. Cops are here?
Sir, no, I'm blind. It wasn't me.
At least we have this video as proof. No, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, we were. We've just made a compelling argument to anyone that gets busted now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, I was watching this show. It's called Weekly Weird News. These guys start running their mouth with the fucking, I'm not going to say the word again.
No, don't say
They
it.
start triggering my phone, and then the next word that comes out of their mouth is fucking kitty porn. And, Your Honor,
Yeah.
the proof is on video. We've done a terrible disservice to the country.
Mm-hmm.
In more ways than one.
Well,
I feel bad.
I don't.
All right.
And finally, Burger King has launched its own cryptocurrency in Russia called Whopper Coin because
Why not?
apparently a punch card is too old school now.
They have to call it a currency.
They need to invent it. It is actually it's a real cryptocurrency using like blockchains and shit. But the way it works
You buy things
is
and get the reward.
it's a
yeah.
punch card.
Yeah.
But they're being like, oh, now fans of the Whopper can treat their favorite food as an investment opportunity. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. Government will just take that money from them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Give me all your Whopper coins.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But hey, crypto's the future.
Can't wait for those Trump bucks to finally take off.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it for the show. Check out other episodes over here. We got a brand new episode of Tugs. And then make sure you watch the newest episode of Tech News Day where Jeff Bezos
Yeah.
he's doing food now.
Yeah, he's in your grocery cart.
Yeah, he's
Selling
stalking
you an
trying to
Amazon
get
Echo.
trying to get that sweet, sweet blood.
You get that
Delicious. All right, check that out. Bye.